Seems like there are some more people coming. Is that possible? So, are any more students coming? What do you think?
I have no idea.
No idea. So, those who have already finished writing the test, can you please raise your hand? Okay. Yes. You will not have the, it will not show you what is the right answer. It will show you what is the wrong answer. I'm following the same system as I got at the university in the US. So it's not really my own idea. But to get the right answer, I would wish that you all come and we go through that. So thank you, everyone. You can remove the Zoom hands and we'll look at your results. All right. So this time, I think this was really the most difficult test. Um, I mean, the most difficult exercise, exercise 9, was very difficult. I personally found it particularly difficult. Having 3 new declinations was very confusing. So I would like to encourage you all to stick to the flashcard system and memorize and memorize and memorize, because things will get even more complicated. I personally think that this declination is probably the most complicated thing. Make sure that you know all of the vocabulary, because there is coming much more. An instructor and an advisor brought the law to the hearers. All right. So an instructor and an advisor. So you will need to know the vocabulary so that you can easily recognize the difference. So an advisor is sattha, a teacher, advisor, instructor is vineta. So you already know from this that the first option is correct and all of the others are wrong. But even if you didn't know it, you would be able to understand a little bit, to get a little help from the grammar, and that is that it is either sotanang or sotaranang. Sotanang. So cannot be sotaranang, must be sotaranang, sotunang. You would get either A, B, or C. However, vinyatu is a nonsense, sattu is nonsense. So even if you didn't know the vocabulary well, you would get only 2 options based on grammar knowledge, A or C. All right? Because sotaranang and sotanang is the same thing, it's correct. Dhammang, dhammang, anesung, anesung. So you could answer either A or C if you didn't know the vocabulary. With the vocabulary knowledge, only A is correct. The merchant sold trees to the Lord. Oh, let me see actually your results. So as for results, it was definitely much better than last week. A very difficult question was number 7, and we had 11 people answering. 5 people are coming for the class, but 11 people are answering. I wonder why. But still, we had many people who did very well, and several people who did pretty well. Some people didn't. All right. So the merchant sold trees to the Lord will build a bridge. So either it's vanijo or vanija. So vanija is the plural, vanijo is singular. I'm talking about the merchant, that's singular, so must be vanijo. So either C or D. Already from the first word, you get to choose either C or D. So now you need to choose according to the grammar. Samino, saminassa is the same thing. Taravo, taravo. So is it taravo or taravo? And you will know this based on the declination. So you will need to know. So is this taravo, the trees, are they declined as garu, the teacher, or are they declined as nattu? That means the grandson. So we know that nattu will be nattaro and garu will be garavo. So will it be garavo, that is taravo, or nattaro? And because taru is in the book mentioned under the garu, then we have to decline it as taravo. Otherwise, you didn't have any other way to know it. You must know whether taru is declined according to garu or according to nattu. One help that can help you distinguish whether you are declining according to taru or not, according to garu or nattu, is that most of the words that are declined according to nattu have double consonant or long consonant. That means E or O. So here we get nattu, and the words that are I don't know what I need to do like it. Anyway, so you can see that all of these words have something lengthened before the U. So for example, here you have it's actually a double consonant, tu. Here you have double consonant, tt, double consonant, and t. Here you have consonant with a long vowel, okay, so tu. I already explained to you that O and E are read long, so tu, ne tu. Then here we have double consonant. Then here we have long consonant a. Here we have long consonant a. So either it is double consonant or a long consonant, o, e, or a. All right, here also a. Of course, there are some exceptions. For example, here you see setu, ketu, velu. But otherwise, most of them, well, not most of them, but quite a few have just one consonant, like here, taru, bahu, parasu, pasu. You see, it has just one consonant and short vowel. Pasu, one consonant, short vowel. Here, susu, also it has one consonant, a short vowel. The rule definitely doesn't work reliably, but it may help you a little. So you cannot get wrong always. Sometimes you get right. What I would like to suggest that you just memorize all of the words. I have also memorized all of the words for garu, and I have memorized all of the words for nattu. Otherwise, I don't really know how could you ever be able to distinguish. You just need to memorize. Like if you learn Czech language, even if you're a Czech person and you're a kid, you have to learn the words that are following a certain word for declination. In Czech language, we have it the same. And as kids, kids have to memorize all of those words. And we have quite a few ways of declining. We have several for masculine, several for feminine, several for neutral, just like Pali, except of course there are different words and different endings. But I had to memorize them as a Czech little kid when I went to school. And if you didn't memorize it, you just cannot pass your test. So in Pali is the same thing. So for me, this is nothing new. Memorizing words for each declination is just the way it should be. All right, then we fell or we cut the trees on the mountain, and then the trees, they hit us. So which one could be right? So you have you can choose from the second word. So it is gerimha, gerimhi, or gerisming. So actually gerimhi and gerisming, all of these three are actually correct. So it's actually B, C, or D based on the second word. So then you have taravo or taru. Actually, both of them are correct. All right. So chindimhi, chindimha, or chindimha. So from here, you know that it is either chindimha, either B or C, because chindimhi is a nonsense. So must be either B or C from this word. So then we continue comparing B or C. Amhe or mayang. And indeed, it must be te amhe paharengsu, because mayang is correct only for the first, only for the nominative case. For we, the only case where it starts with M is the nominative case. All of the others start by A. Look at this. This may help you to memorize it, to remember it better. So when we look at mayang, look at this. It starts by M. That's the nominative. But none of the remaining starts by M. Amhe, amhakang, amhebi, amhehi, amhang, amhakang, amhebi, amhehi, amhesu. There is no mayang at all. So you can remember that if it is plural for we, so whenever it is we, then any other how do you call it? Any other case except from nominative, it will start by a. Yes, we have there no, but no is actually relatively rare, and it doesn't start by m anyway. It's no. It's not mo. It's no. So if you want to start by m, you get only one case, and that's nominative. So here, if you knew that, it would be very easy for you because you will immediately see that it cannot be te mayang paharingsu because it's not first case, right? They hit who? Us. Okay, so it's accusative. So we know it's accusative, so it must be amhe. Only B is correct. The enemy will steal the winner's flag. So this was again checking whether you know what is the declination number. So sattu or satta. Is enemy in the nominative case, is it sattu or satta? Because if you learn it just as vocabulary, you learn it as sattu. So how about nominative case? So now because this one is declined in the way as garu, well then it is sattu. So if it is occurring to garu, it is sattu. If it is occurring to nattu, it will be satta, because nominative of nattu is natta. So we get sattu. So it's either A or D. So let's continue. Netum or ketum. And here you need to know vocabulary. So ketum is the banner or flag, and netum is the leader. So cannot be netum. We're talking about the flag. So it must be ketum. All right. In the vocabulary, there is a little weakness, deficiency. Let's see what's that. Ketu. You see, Ketu, banner. They don't say that it's a flag, but you will know it from the exercises. In the exercises, they use the word flag again and again and again. And why did they write here banner and not flag? That I don't know. But if you look at the exercises, you will see that they're using the word flag. Let's see if they use it in the English. Here they use banner. That's true. But if you look at the results, there the Venerable Viragoda Sarada Mahathera, he translates it as flag. Here, our fathers brought the flags of the enemies. You see, Ketavo, flags. So always make sure that you look at the results, that you look at the exercises, so that you learn the other translation and the other things, and really the usage, the real thing. You will get that from the results, from the answers that are provided at the end of the book. All right, so it's so that's another one. Now let's continue. 5. The happy people will give food to monks. So the first word is the same, so we check the second. Bhikkhuna, bhikkhuhi, bhikkhusu, or bhikkhuna. So because it is to monks, so that's the dative, it must be bhikkhuna. Bhikkhuhi means in the monks. Bhikkhuhi means from the monks, and bhikkhusu means bhikkhuhi means of the monks. Bhikkhuhi means of the monks. Bhikkhusu means in the monks or among the monks. Bhojana. So now you need to know whether, so we have bhikkhuna or A or D, And now we are continuing to check, and we see dadissante or dassante. Dassante means they will see. Dadissante means they will give. So we are asking about will give. This must be A. So our brothers and fathers will see the teacher, hear the law, become victors. So either Maihang or Amhaka. So Maihang and Amhakang is the same thing, so this doesn't help you yet. Bhataro or Bhatara. And here you will have to know what is the declination type. So because it is occurring to Bhatu, brother, then it must be Bhataro, Pitaro. It would be Bhatara if it was probably it would not be anything, right? It is nothing. It is nothing. Natta, nattaro, bhataro, garavo. No. No way. Cannot have it. Bhatara is with who. So that's ablative, that's true. But it's not plural. So must be either A or B. And then sattang or sattara. So definitely not sattang. Sattang means a weapon. I think you don't know the word yet. So must be sattara. That's right. Sattara. There was no other here. Jetaro or Jeta. But I think Jeta is so fun. Let's see. Jeta and Jetaro, I think it's the same thing. Well, they don't have it here. So it would be singular. Okay, so that could help you also. So you could know that Jeta is actually singular, Jetaro is plural. So you could actually follow this one and you could find the right answer as well, even if you didn't know that it should be Sattara. All right, my relative's grandson is a knower of snakes. So Maihang Mama is the same thing. Bandhusa Bandhuno is the same thing. So this, until these three words, you cannot actually know which one of them is right. All of the four could be. So we continue, and it's these two words that will help you. So bhogihi or bhogina. So he's knower of snakes. So because he is knower of snakes, then it will have to be bhogina. If it was from snakes, it would be bhogihi, right? Sometimes not getting this accurate. Anyway, it must be bhoginan for of. Or the of is the genitive. Vinyatu. Vinyatu or vinyata. So vinyatu is one, vinyata vinyata is a nonsense. So here we need to know the kind of declination. So because it's declined according to Garu. Let's see. Yes, it's declined according to Natta, Nattu. So it must be Vinyata. So you have Natta, Vinyatu is here. So it must be Vinyata and not Vinyatu. It seems like I've selected a wrong answer. Is that possible? Okay, so here I probably selected the wrong answer myself. So it will have to be Vinyata, D. All right, so I will update that and let's see if you get better results thanks to that. Good to know. Seems that it's worse than before. Before we had 25, now we have 17, right? Okay, so that didn't help much. Mama Bantusa. Let me see. Should we actually see, right? Mama Bantusa. Nata. Bhogi he. So what should be the correct one? Is there actually a correct one at all? Cannot, right? We have only C or D that we can choose from. And it must be Bantusa. Bantusa. And it must be Bhogina. So we do not have a correct option here. Okay. So what we can do, what can we do? We could then argue what is the best answer. I'm not sure if that would be helpful for anything. So how am I going to resolve that? It is definitely vinyata is correct and vinyata is wrong. It's correct. Must be Bhoginam.
Yeah. I think D is the correct answer.
A cannot be correct because we get there vinyatu. And vinyatu in nominative is not vinyatu.
I say
lower.
D. D is the
Must be
correct answer.
vinyata. Yeah, the correct must be vinyata. And we do not really have a correct answer here because wherever any option is actually wrong. So this one is wrong because of vinyatu, this one as well. This one is wrong because of bhogihe. So this one could be right, but it's wrong because of bandhuna. You see, must be bandhusa. So whatever you take it, it's wrong. So I can correct it for myself, but everybody can remember that in the test number 5, question number 7, you can write yourself a point if you didn't get it. All right. So our system will not be able to work with this, but you need to remember that if in the final results, which will be after another 5 tests, every 10 tests, we make final results. So just remember that for test number 5, question 7, you have a correct point, even regardless whatever you have answered. That I think would be pretty fair. Let's continue. So that indeed was difficult because there was no correct answer. So the God is not the maker of the world. Devo lokas sakattanati. Again, you had to know whether katta or kattu, whether this word maker is declined according to garu or nattu. So because it is declined according to nattu, it must be katta. Lokassa is already an old grammar that you should know. So lokassa, loke means in the world. Lokanang means of the worlds, and this is again in the world. So actually, from this word alone, you could have found out that this option alone is correct. The king will go with the leader to the bridge and hit the enemies. Okay, so here we have netara or netu. So it's the leader. It's with the leader, so it must be netara. But I think netu is also correct. Let's see. So netu is according to nattu. And because it's according to nattu, with will be netara. So there is no other option. So you could know already from the declination that either A or C is correct. Sadhing, saha is the same thing. Somebody asked me in the comments, what's the difference between saha, sadhing? No, there is no difference. They're exactly the same. Setung or setang, this may be a little difficult. So is it garu or nattu? So again, we need to know which class of declination it is. So setu, we get it here, above, setu, bridge, and so it is according to garu. And therefore, it is setu, according to garu. Gamissati, sattavo or sattana. Sattavo will be the accusative. Sattana will be of the beings. Sattavo means the beings. And also Sattanang means the beings. Sattavo is from Sattu, the enemy. So Satta is a being, it's a different word. And so of course it is, even the word Satta is actually declined in the accusative plural as Sattanang. So it's actually correct, but it's a different word. It would be beings, not enemies. If you want enemies, you will have to use Sattavo, which comes from the word Sattu. So if we look at Sattu, then that is declined as Garu, and so it is Garavo in accusative. So it must be C. Okay, last one. Your young ones will steal our teachers' and fathers' sugar canes. Tumha kang susavo. So must be susavo, otherwise it's a nonsense. Susava is a nonsense, and susave would be vocative if you call them. So it is either A or D. And then it is either sattaranang or sattuhi. I think this was relatively easy. So sattaranang is the accusative. Here we want the genitive. So we get the genitive, the sugar canes of the of the advisors and or of the teachers and of the fathers. So pituhi, satuhi would be from, but we here want of. So we need to use the genitive. So again, the same difficulty that I presented you in the previous test last week. So only A is correct. All right, you see, it was pretty hard. It was hard, very hard for me as well. Got it wrong. Can happen. So we all learn. Anyone has any questions, any suggestions, any concerns? Nothing, no problem.
I have a question. I have a
Yes.
question on exercise 9. From the translation to English to Pali, there's in number 6, I want to see the advisor with my brother. So in exercise number 6, yes, that one. How do we translate from want to see?
I went to see. Yes, this is a new grammar that was not explained anywhere, and I also didn't use it in the test because you will first have to learn how to use this grammar. So this you couldn't know. There's no way to know. So you need to look at the answers, and you will see that it is dasana agaching. So here dasana is a kind of noun made of verb, and you need to know how to decline that noun. So we didn't have that yet. So dasanaya, dasana, dasanaya. No, we didn't have that grammar yet. Okay. So you couldn't know it. It's just that the author has provided a question that you're not supposed to know how to answer yet. Any more question? Yes, Tamali? I'm listening. Tamali?
Good morning, Bante. Dear Bante, could you please give us the key answers of these exercises? Because I want to have the right answer. In the book, I see the key at the end of the book.
You have them in the video, so you can look at the video and follow and write down. Okay, because they're all shown to you in the video, right?
The video of the book?
No, the video of our meeting. So in our meeting, I'm showing you the questions and the answers from the test, right? Is that what you wanted?
No, I want the book, the exercise of the book.
You don't have the book? We have already posted the book.
I have the book, but I don't see the answer in the end of the book.
So, are you sure you have the same book as I? Does your book start by a green cover page?
Yes, the book in the link. I downloaded it, but I didn't see the answer.
So can you scroll to page 180?
Page 180, just a moment.
It must be the PDF page.
Yes, let me see. Could you please guide over for that until I open it? You see the 180.
Got it? Do you see their answers?
This way. You said I have the 130 pages only in the book.
So you have there only 130 pages?
Yes.
Then I wonder if you're using the same files. Are you sure you're using the same file? Can we, Manuela, can we send the book here and see if Damali can download it from here.
Yeah,
It's in the Viber group, right?
we don't have it. We download it.
So Damali, can you please download it from the chat box and tell us whether you can open it?
Yes. I see. This is 252 pages, right? Did you teach yourself Pali in English? Or
Excuse me, were you able to download it and open it?
so the book's name is Teach Yourself Pali in English, right?
Yes, that's its new name, but it's actually made according to the book, the new Pali Course.
Okay. According to this book, it will be the page number 184, 83.
Yeah, if you go to page 180, 80, no, I think you have to go to 193. 193, that is the PDF page, or it is 191 of the original books page. So if you go there, you will see exercise 9, translate into English.
Okay, the same book you are showing on the screen, right?
Probably yes. I'm not sure if I heard you correctly, but if you downloaded the book, then there should be 252 pages in the book. And on page 193 on the PDF page,
Yes,
you will see exercise 9, translate into English. There you have the Pali and English. So you get the results, the correct answers.
Oh, thank you very much. I found it. Thank you.
Okay, very well. Anyone else? Is there any technical problem? Any worries, any concerns, any suggestions?
Thank you.
All right. So thank you everyone for coming. For next week, let's get ready. Exercise 10. See how much is that? So you have their adjectival nouns ending in U. So there will be some more declination. And then you will have some more vocabulary. And then one more declination. Vidu with long U. And yet another vocabulary. Then some more vocabulary related to adverbs. And then you get the exercise. So again, it's very rich in a lot of vocabulary and grammar. I think it will be a little easier because you have only two kinds of declension. And as you can see, this one looks pretty simple. As for this Gunava, well, that definitely looks quite intimidating, but it's just one. It's just one, and you will need to learn. And these are very easy because they all end by NTU. So I don't think that we will have it as complicated as we had for today. I think for today it's very, very difficult. I personally found it very difficult. Okay, so thank you very much for coming. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be successful in everything you do.
Thank you, Bante.